But something so underrated is the fact that God can also disrupt your life by just bringing you into seasons of revelation. There's something so powerful about deliverance by revelation. There's something so powerful about being able to go beyond certain spiritual limitations just because you know more. One of the most underrated forms of deliverance is the form of deliverance through revelation. We often always want these big moments, and I'm very guilty of this. And in many instances, I waited for these big moments in my dreams or in life where God would just come in and just do something dramatic, and I would just see yeah, demons are being destroyed now, they're being handled now, and I'm really definitely being delivered. I was looking for moments like that just to signify the fact that I was delivered, until the Holy Spirit said to me, girl, that's not going to happen. It might happen occasionally in your dreams, and it does still represent your deliverance, but actually I'm going to deliver you through knowledge. I'm going to give you so much revelation about spiritual understanding that the enemy can no longer trick you the way he used to trick you. You will no longer be bound by the confines of ignorance. There's certain things that once you know, the enemy can't still trick you about those areas. There's certain things that once you know, just the fact that you know about them unto itself is just deliverance. Just the fact that things that were happening in the darkness are now brought to life. Those things have the power to now cause you to be able to break free from evil altars and just destroy certain patterns in your life. And I'm saying all that to say, do not despise deliverance by knowledge. Take heed unto the fact that there's actually different types of deliverances, right? One of them, and one of the most powerful, is deliverance by revelation and knowledge. And that's why reading scriptures is so important. That's why seeking the face of God is so important, because they are actually undoing thought patterns and mindsets, right? And emotions that entangled us to bondage. But now when we begin to walk in revelation and knowledge, we now know better. Once you know better, you can do better. The Bible says in Hosea 4 verse 6, my children perish because of lack of knowledge. There's certain things that God wanted us to never go through. And if we had actually knowledge about those things, we would have actually avoided so many calamities and so many challenges in life, but we actually went into them because of lack of knowledge. So I want to say to you, don't despise learning spiritual things. In fact, seek to learn as much as possible about your calamity. If you're struggling with the spirit, for example, of fornication or of poverty or of stagnation, anti-marriage, whatever the case may be, study that spirit. Look for people in the faith who have mastered that spirit, read books about it, because you will begin to see that these things are actually defeatable, so there's certain combinations you need to learn, and it's also a matter of learning things and see if it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, then you try something else, but in the process you are learning things, and by knowledge you are getting free.